Good evening, Yankee Mania fans. How you doing? Little upset, a little somber, a little bit of everything tonight. I got to tell you, really the biggest disappointment right now of the season is Williams. There's no question about it. But my question is, where was Weaver? What the heck? I mean, are you kidding me? What? I mean, I don't understand this. I truly don't understand this. Did Alonso just break Williams? He's done? Is he? I mean, this is taking me back to if people remember the Angels. What was that guy? Donnie Moore. He was a great reliever. He gave up a clutch home run. And after that, he was so bad. Unfortunately, he went to go kill it. He actually committed suicide. I mean, this is really pathetic. It really is. Thanks, John, John the Beagle Dad, Dev Finch, to join us right away. I can rant and rave. It's still this team has so many holes. You don't know where to start. You just don't know where to start. You try to take care of one problem. It's the same old thing. They have a man on third. It's like you gotta pray and pray and pray for them to get this guy in. There's. I mean, no positives. I mean, Trent Grissom came in. He batted 5 times. He looked like he didn't know how to hit the ball. Judge was okay. He had 1 hit at 2 Ks. Ben Rice had that nice double there at the end. I thought it was gone, but it hit the wall. It came up short. Goldschmidt when Clunker, goose eggs 0 for 5. Bellinger, as I predicted, 2 hits. Chisholm actually got a hit. So did Volpe. Austin Wells had a pretty good game. 2 hits, 1 RBI. Cabrera had a nice game. 4 at-bats, 2 hits, 1 RBI. Carrasco was fabulous. 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 Ks, 2 walks. Tim Hill came in, the first guy, hit a home run. Now, what did I tell you, folks, about Kirk? He couldn't get a base hit in Citi Field if he tried. Absolutely nothing. He looked like he didn't even belong in the major leagues. But he comes to Yankee Stadium and he thinks he's Lou Gehrig. Not only that, he throws out 2 runners. And 3-0, guys. 3-0. And they have the guy stealing. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And that was on his own. I mean, it was horrible. It was a horrible scene. And I want to know from Aaron Boone, where was Weaver? Where is he? Is he shining shoes someplace or signing autographs for people? You got to win these. You got to win these American League these games. You just don't hand them to them. You don't give them away. You don't give them away. Absolutely pathetic. All I got to say is we're in for a long year. If you think we can win with this team, Williams is done. Get him out of that closer spot. Get him out. 10 runs. Last year he had 3 runs, guys. 3 runs. Now he's given up 10. And we're not even out of April. And you want to call this guy a closer. Not even Goose Gossage back in 1978 that he had a terrible April didn't even come close to that. Anyway, we got one of the co-hosts in waiting in the wings, Ken from The Ugly Truth. Ken, thank you for joining us. And I'm sorry, but the Yankees need to take their lumps tonight. Welcome to the show.
The game was disappointing in the end. especially with Devin Williams coming out to try to close out the game in the ninth. He just didn't do it. He was all over the place. I did notice that as he was throwing his fastball, the velocity was up. He had been throwing a fastball around 91 miles an hour, and I saw it tick up to 97. No control on it, as shown when he plunked the runner, Jimenez. I mean, the Yankees had 9 hits tonight. We didn't have a great game, but I will take my hat off to Cookie Carrasco.
Yes.
Cookie did exactly what we needed him to do. He pulled us 5 solid innings, and actually they didn't score on him. We waited till Tim Hill came in to give up a freaking home run and the lead the next inning.
Incredible. I mean, and again, the Yankees had I counted at least 2 innings where it was, okay, let's go up there, let's swing the bats, and we go back in the dugout or go back on the field. Ken, they don't have a clue. And I bring that to the batting coach. He needs to be accountable. He needs to be accountable, and they need answers. There's no way in heck you're going to tell me that this team is going to move forward with 5 guys batting almost under the Mendoza line. It is what John the Beagle Dad said, pathetic. You've got to be kidding. I mean, you can't stress them more than that. And Williams, I mean, they go out of their way to put the beards on. Get the damn beards off of them now. That's enough. They go out of the way for this guy? Well, then what do you do for Judge? Might as well just give him Yankee Stadium. Go out of your way to make sure maybe that they sign him. I want him out of here now. Get lost.
Well, the thing that I think is funny is when Clay Holmes was our closer last year. I'm quite sure, Joe, you weren't on the screen, but you were saying get rid of him. Get lost.
Definitely.
See you. Definitely. Well, in retrospect, would you rather have Clay Holmes back as your closer right now?
No, we have a closer. He's pitching in the 8th inning. It's not even tonight. What is that? They were off yesterday. Give me a break with the money these guys pitch. Put that guy out there. Are you serious? I mean,
nope. Just wanted to see a reaction out of you.
I know that. Hey, listen, guys, you got to get used to this. That's why this show is genuine, because I tell the truth. I don't hide behind it. I do not hide behind it. When you got to call a spade, and the Yankees have holes, and I'm sick of it.
Well,
it's time to do something about it.
There's not a team out there that doesn't have holes.
The Mets.
They have plenty of holes.
Yeah.
They just happen to be.
That was the craziest game I've seen in a very long time. A crazy triple play. Plays out in the outfield. Balls under the glove. I mean, for the Mets to lose the game, it's like a miracle. I mean, it's absolutely insane. 3-0, and then they are the best 8th and 9th inning teams, regardless that they lost tonight. At least the fire's there. They hit in the clutch. The Yankees can't say that. The only reason why they're in first place is because the other bozo teams are doing nothing. Nothing. I mean, enough's enough. Yes, Jonathan, thank you. Williams should not be closing. Absolutely not. Now come back and earn it. You know what he reminds me of? Ken, I think you'll remember the guy. I don't know about a lot of the guys here. You remember Dale Murray?
Yeah.
Relief pitcher. And one famous announcer called him Dale Arthur Murray, because every time he throws a pitch in Yankee Stadium, the ball bounces out of the park. Dale Arthur Murray was a dance instructor. So that was the joke there. He stunk. He stunk. And I'll tell you another thing. Even at Clay Holmes' worse, this is. I mean, it's ridiculous. He throws the ball right. He's hitting the guys. A double, and then Kirk, who's an absolute. Oh my God, he's torture. Didn't I tell everybody you had easy money? Anybody that bets anything, I'm telling you guys, you want easy money. Kirk is going to get a hit against the Yankees. No question about it. No question in my mind. He's going to get at least 4 more hits in this series. So you guys want to win a little extra money? Put it on that. He's going to get a hit. I'm not a gambler, but I'm telling you right now, all we see on TV is all of these things to bet. And this half inning is brought to you by this betting. And you know what? Put it on there. Your first bet will be free, and you'll win. You'll win.
Did you send Jonathan the link?
No, I did not.
Because he says that he is free.
Okay, you want it? You have it? Or can you do it?
No, I can't do it.
Oh, you can't. Okay. Take over what John Ferrazzo's saying, and I'll take care of it.
I want to know what Kirk's batting average is against us. He is the definition of a Yankee killer. Well, he is hitting probably close to 400 against Yankee pitching. Carrasco handled his ass tonight, though. The team had a bunch of hits, but it wasn't really strung together well. One of the things that I was surprised about, this is the second game in a row that Jazz Chisholm walked twice in a game. So amazed on that one in its own, and he got a hit also. And Joe's favorite shortstop, Anthony Volpe, got a hit tonight.
Oh, yeah. Wow. So excited. He's breaking the Eddie Brinkman Mendoza line.
Did he strike out tonight? The answer would be no.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
One of your beefs on Volpe was that he struck out a ton. We actually only struck out 6 times tonight, which may be a season low for us.
And that's not saying much, Ken. That is not saying much.
It's looking for the positive. We had 14 strikeouts in our last game. The game before that, we had 9. The game before that, we had 12.
I don't know. A lot of people seem to feel I'm doing my acts of Christopher Russo. You know what? Now I understand how he went crazy with his Giants, because he had just cause, because they can never hit in the clutch. But what listen, I know the podcasters, they're everybody. We're all for the Yankees. We're all that. But for once, we need one of us to come out and tell it like it is. Just tell it like it is. We need help. We need help, folks. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
I disagree. We need people that are on the team to do their fucking jobs.
Yeah.
If you're a closer, come in and close. Don't be afraid. I don't know why he's had an effective cutter in the past. I haven't seen him throw a cutter this season in any game, spring training, or in the regular season. Why?
I don't know.
The cutter works as well in Milwaukee as it does in New York.
Maybe one of our listeners, Jonathan, who's waiting in the wings. How you doing, Jonathan? I'm going to bring you on right now.
Hi.
Hey, big guy. I was so upset I didn't give you the link. I was so mad.
I understand. I got up and I went to walk the dog.
Good for you. The Yankees deserve that and more.
Did the
Yeah.
dog appreciate the walk?
I'm sure she did. It was much more enjoyable than seeing Devin Williams.
Well, anything's better than watching him.
I don't. If I was in the Yankees ear, I would say, put Weaver in the closer. Weaver has shown he can close in New York. Until Williams can prove he can pitch in New York, leave him out of the closer role.
Well, Williams is pitching in New York. He's just not doing a good job of it.
Well, then leave him in the bullpen just like everybody else. Put Weaver as the closer. Williams, if you tried to trade him, he's not worth.
Jonathan,
He's not worth anything.
I have a question for you. I agree with you, but where was Weaver tonight? Where was he?
Did he?
Nobody knows.
He was with Jonathan walking the dog.
There you go. Now I understand what's wrong. Well, now I understand what's wrong. John Ferrazzo saying he's definitely still hungover of the Alonso home run in the playoffs. Kudos to John. Let's put that up. And because it's the truth. And if people don't want to admit that, admit it, folks. Admit it.
I mean,
he's not over it.
Even Cruz would be better as a closer than I would. If they don't want to try Weaver as a closer, I would try Cruz as a closer.
How can you not want to try Weaver as a closer? That's
insane. That's Boone. I would put him as the closer today. I would have done it today.
That's all analytics bullcrap. That's all it is. It's all analytics.
Analytics bullshit. It's all bullshit. You have to use. You can't run a team based on a computer. You have to use your eyes and what's in front of you on a day-to-day basis.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
computerized everything. I can't change this because it's computerized. I can't. Well, what happened to the brain? What happened to it? Nobody can use a brain at work or at the ballpark or any place. It's always
the three batter rule. That should be suspended during the World Series. It's the fucking World Series. You should be using every opportunity to win.
Well, I'll tell you right now. You know darn well if we would have went into the 10th inning, we would have found a way to. The Yankees would have found a way to lose because they're not going to get the guy home from third. It was a miracle that they did today. A miracle. It was like you had to say the sign of the cross for them to do something like that. They are the worst of a team in modern day history to try to get a runner home from third with one out.
Well, the Yankees,
and I detest anybody to tell me
they're going to have to make some changes during the season because this is not a winning team going. They've already. How many games have they already lost in the 9th inning? 4?
Yeah, at least. I mean, well, I don't know. You can bash this into 100 pieces, but the bottom line is they may not be good enough, guys. They may not be good enough.
They are good enough. The stat lines. You're complaining about Williams giving up his freaking egg tonight. That's bad. Don't disagree with it at all. What I have is we left 11 goddamn runners on base tonight. 11. With runners in scoring position tonight, we were 1 for 9. So we had a lot of ducks on the pond that we couldn't seem to bring in.
Right. And
if we're playing Yankee baseball, we've got at least 6 runs in that game. At least.
Well, a lot of the players are trying to put one over the fences every time.
Yeah, and that's one of my James Rawson bitches because he's not teaching these guys to play situational baseball.
Well, then they need a new hitting coach.
Well, I've been saying that for 3 weeks now. And most of the responses are that I am crazy. But you look at the games that we've had recently where we've got ducks on the pond and nobody out. All of a sudden, it's a strikeout. It's a strikeout. It's a ball hit and popped out into the infield.
Well,
No thought of trying to lay a bunt
never
down.
let Don Mattingly leave the organization.
Yeah,
Well,
it's the story of our lives.
I mean,
You know,
at this point, I would even ask Tino Martinez to be the hitting coach.
would be great. Anything's better than what we have now. I'm sorry.
I was about to say, James Rawson is not getting it done.
Without question, no. But of course, you go and ask, oh, Boone, oh no, they're getting close. They're getting close.
This is why I didn't want to extend Boone beyond this year. I would give him one more year. Yes, one more year for making the playoffs. But I wouldn't have give him an extra year until I see some results. If you see, I guess if you have something and it gets worse, do you reward it or you get something else? If your car is breaking down and it's in desperate need of repair and you don't want to, and it costs as much as getting a new car, do you want to fix the car or do you want to buy a new car?
I mean, there are a couple of comments out there. Home run or bust. Let's face it, this team lives and dies by the home run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's
The story of our lives.
Well, that's a team hitting philosophy.
Any team that lives and dies for the homer is always going to lose. That's been proven. That's been proven. Even guys like starting with Mickey Mantle and Reggie Jackson, those two guys, I think, have the top 1 and 2 strikeouts in all of baseball for their career as a batter, and they both hit 500 plus home runs.
Well, all I know is that something's got to change, and Oswaldo Cabrera, he deserves a spot. Go higher, move the other guys down for now. Put your hot hitters to come up together, because if you do, you might get 2, 3, 4 runs in a spurt of a time. But everybody, it's spread out. You had to pull Aaron Boone's, ahead just to make this little change, which wasn't even enough. Tonight, all right, kudos to Trent Grisham. We understand. Today he just looked like what he did last year. Absolutely nothing. He looked like nothing tonight.
Yeah, he was swinging balls in the lefty in the other batter's box.
Yeah.
Let's see. Grisham was 0 for 5 with 2 Ks tonight.
Right.
Judge was 1 for 4 with 2 Ks tonight. Rice was 1 for 5 with a strikeout. And Bellinger was 2 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout.
Incredible.
And that surmises our strikeouts for tonight.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if what's his name plays tomorrow. Not Williams, the other guy.
Weaver?
Who was starting? I don't know. I'll think of it. Dominguez.
Okay.
Dominguez.
Yeah, he'll probably be in there.
Dominguez will probably be starting tomorrow instead of Grisham.
Maybe.
And I want Dominguez to play every day. I think that he should play every day. If they believe in Dominguez long term. They should give him every opportunity. I don't like the fact that the Yankees call up all these rookies only to have them sit on the bench or pinch hit or be a defensive replacement. That's not a way to build confidence. What does that tell you when if you're drafted by the Yankees only to see your top guys get sit on the bench because another guy is they're more loyal to the veteran?
Yeah.
Why would you want to go to the Yankees?
I don't. But one thing I don't agree with, Jonathan, is Boone is not going to sit Grissom tomorrow because he missed all week, and just because he went 0 for 5 doesn't, they're probably it'll be like either a Bellinger or I don't know. They'll put Judge as the DH. John the Beagle Dad has a good saying. The Yankee management does not want to win. Yeah, they just want to pocket money. Just keep pocketing that money, baby. Go ahead. You make it. I mean, you go into the glove compartment in the car and $100 bills just fly out. I mean, listen, I'm not saying they don't spend. I'm not going to call them cheap. But when it comes down to that little extra, when you spend $300 million, I understand, yes, that it's double or whatever. But you know what? Do you want to win? Do you want that 28 World Championship? Go for it. For once, just go for it.
Well, so who do you suggest we go get that we can just go for it? Because those players aren't available.
Those players are not available. The only way for the Yankees to get better is to develop their own talent. And the only way to lower the payroll is to offer guys like Volpe and Wells a long-term deal at a low AAV. And if they offer them 8 years, $75 million, do they reject that deal? Something like that? So they have to lock up some of the young talent, not all of it.
But notoriously, the Yankees don't do that. They don't do that.
Well, that's the only way. Because they don't do that, that's the only way they're going to lower their payroll. So because they don't do that, I don't want to hear Cashman or Steinbrenner saying, we don't have enough money because we could have signed Judge after his rookie year for 10 years, $200 million something. But no, we waited 5 years and we signed him for 10 years, $360 million.
Yeah, but you have to look too. The Yankees don't have a good record with extending players.
Well,
it seems like damn near we slap a contract on somebody and they're injured constantly.
Well, this is why you have to do it during the arbitration year. So, for example, if you give Wells a 6-year deal after this year, he still has 3 years of arbitration left?
Yes.
So you're essentially giving him a 3-year contract.
Yeah. No, listen, I agree. I agree with it, but they got gun shy with Luis Severino got hurt. Then there was a big one with Adam there. What's his name?
Hicks.
He got hurt.
But the difference between Hicks and Hicks was not from. First of all, he wasn't from our system, and he was a little bit older when we gave him the contract. Wells is 25 years old.
There's no way.
Honestly, I'm not convinced that Wells is our freaking everyday catcher for the future.
I'm not either.
Well,
I'm not either.
Joe is high on this guy in AAA right now. This other catcher,
Rodriguez.
Yeah, who seems to be banging it up down in the minor leagues.
Every level he was on, he's been raking it. He's been.
The other thing they can do is if they have a guy that is hot in the minor leagues who's ready to be called up, call him up and play him.
But the problem that you have is that minor league player has to be on the 40-man roster, or you have to DFA somebody. Like-
there's always somebody on your roster that you can DFA. That's just
Yeah.
Oh, like a Yoendris Gomez, who we DFA'd and the freaking Dodgers picked up.
Yep.
yeah.
Incredible. Yeah, and they'll
Now
get
in the Dodgers, I'm sure he's going to go in and was pitched to a 2.0 ERA and
of course.
blow everybody away.
Of course.
I was pissed when we DFA'd him, and even more pissed when he got signed by the Dodgers or claimed by the Dodgers.
Well,
And I'll be honest with you. I like to see more veteran coaches on the team. They have a lot of these. To us, they're no names, and it doesn't look like it's working. It's just not working. You need some veteran stuff. You need some veteran people there. I, for one, I would allocate for Tino Martinez. I think that would be a great move. He's always around the team. Just a matter if he wants to take it or not.
I think
I
he
would say-
wants to be in Tampa, though. I'm not sure if he wants to be an everyday coach.
Right.
He's in spring training because that's where he lives. He probably lives less than 15 minutes away from the stadium, and the Yankees would never say no to Tino Martinez. So if he wants to come to spring training to be a coach, they're gonna let him in.
Well, they should really do something. They really do something. And you know what? You'll hear the same thing from them. But we were in first place. Oh, really?
There's always a bullshit excuse they have.
Yeah. They like what happened in the world. In the World Series. The proof is in the pudding. Eventually, it's going to come and get you, all of your weaknesses. And the Dodgers were told, just let the Yankees implode, and they did.
I think the Yankees have never had a manager this long without winning World Series. Boone is the longest manager that they've had consecutively without winning World Series.
Well, listen, I mean, if you look back in history, one they just missed. One basically got cheated out of. They came close. One they weren't good enough. So I'm not going to put all the Orioles on Aaron Boone. I'm really not. Do I think he's a great manager? Absolutely not. Is he?
I think he sucks at managing a bullpen.
Yes. And that's the difference between what we. Like a Girardi was good with the bullpen. Torre was good, but Torre had soldiers behind him. He had people that knew what was going on around them.
Torre had over 25 years of experience when he came to the Yankees as a manager.
Yeah. I mean, the only veteran guy really, aside from Brad Ausmus, is a Hockey in the bullpen. Everybody else, you barely know who's the first base coach. You don't know who the strength coach is. You don't know this. You don't know that. It's mind-boggling sometimes. It really is.
How long did Boone sign his extension for? Another 3 years?
I think it's 2 years.
So if the Yankees do not win in those 2 years, it would not surprise me if Ausmus takes his place.
That's if he doesn't get called to another managerial job.
Yeah, if
he wants to manage.
Because Ausmus came up in the system before he was traded, so he's been around the Yankees. He knows what to do.
Dev Finch is saying, "I wish Boone was fired after." What is this?
29, 23. That's in 900 years.
I think he's trying to say 2023.
I know he is.
No, but no, Dev, you're 100% right. There's no rhyme to reason. There's no question that if they don't bring a championship in the next couple of years, I don't know who's going to manage this club, but I know it's not going to be Aaron Boone. He will get scooped up right away. That's what the Yankees are so afraid of. oh, if we let Aaron Boone leave, somebody's going to get him right away. Okay, so somebody else's problem, not ours.
Well, they have to stop. They have to stop living in what someone else is going to do this, and they just have to look at their own. They have to look themselves in the mirror and see what they're doing instead of worrying about what someone else is doing. If I was the Yankees, I would scoop up some of the Rays' scouting department. The Rays always scout the best players in the major leagues. Everybody is quick, fast, can hit.
All right, guys. I'm gonna sign off for tonight.
Yeah.
A little bit tired and starting to get that headache back again. So
I feel better, Ken.
Drink some water.
I hope you feel better. We're gonna stay maybe a couple of minutes. Thank you so much.
appreciate
Enjoy
the
the
opportunity
weekend.
for being on the show, and thanks, Jonathan, for all your input.
You're welcome.
And I will talk to y'all later. I'll see you at the pregame if we have a game tomorrow. So
Yes,
I
later.
think we'll have one.
I hope. We'll see. All right, Ken. Good night. Thank you so much. You're the best. So, Jonathan, basically, kind of a couple more, just minutes wrapping, stuff up. What is your thought? You know what I'd like to do before we do anything else? I'd like to give a score ahead of the scores right now. What's going around the major leagues? Quick recap. So we have games still in progress. The Cardinals 3, the Brewers 2 in the bottom of the 8th. The Rockies and the Reds are tied 6-6 in the bottom of the 6th. The Rays and the Padres are 1-0 in the top of the 4th, Tampa Bay. The Mariners lead the Marlins 1-0 top of the 5th. Atlanta leads the Diamondbacks 3-0 in the 3rd. Chicago White Sox and Athletics 0-0 in the 3rd. Pirates and Dodgers, I believe Skeets is pitching. The Pirates are up 1-0. So that game is probably on MLB Network or ESPN.
Yamamoto is also pitching.
And you have the Texas Rangers and the Giants 0-0 top 2. And your finals, the Phillies 4-0 over the Cubs. And the Nationals, in a crazy, crazy game, beat the Mets 5-4, where you saw a triple play.
Well, the Cubs win. The Cubs win 4-0 over the Phillies.
Phillies, right?
You said it the other way.
I'm sorry. And you have the Royals 2-0 over the Astros. The Twins 11-4 over the Angels. Postponed tonight was the Red Sox against the Guardians. And the Baltimore Orioles against the Detroit Tigers. So you could probably see that there will be a doubleheaders probably this weekend or so. So as it stands right now,
those games are going to be played tomorrow.
Oh, really?
That's what it says. Makeup on August 26th.
Okay. As it stands right now, the Yankees are 1.5 games in first place. The Red Sox are in second. The Blue Jays are 2 games out. As of right now, the Rays are 4, and the Orioles are 4.5. The Tigers lead the Central. The Mariners lead the West. In the National League, the updates are the Mets in first. The Phillies are 5.5 back. The Cubs are 3.5 games over the Milwaukee Brewers. The Padres are a half a game over the Giants and a game over the Dodgers. And that's your up-to-the-minute scoreboard, everyone. Again, just a few final thoughts. Jonathan, what do you feel will, how do you rebound? How do you straighten out Williams? What do you do?
Well, Williams, I would pitch him in the 8th. I would make Weaver the closer until Williams can show he can close. I would make him the setup man, and I would do that tomorrow.
My only thing is I just want to know why Weaver was not in, and I don't know. I guess we have to listen to what Boone had to say in the post game
Well,
why he wasn't there, or he just didn't want to go to him.
you're probably gonna have to check that on the yes now.
Yes.
On yes, because
Yeah. If anybody online knows if Boone mentioned anything about Weaver, please let us know because it's very, very important. So, we definitely missed him. It could have at least been a tied game going into that bottom of the ninth. But listen, it happened. They lost, so we got to move on. And
yeah, the yes posted the Aaron Boone comment on that 18 minutes ago on X, so you can watch it if you have X.
okay, all right, you heard that from Jonathan. You could. So obviously, if there was anything wrong with Weaver, somebody would have brought it to us, or it would be top headline. So probably wanted to avoid. I guess he felt that he had enough out there, and it didn't work out. So, final thoughts, Jonathan, before we call it until tomorrow.
Well, I'm hoping tomorrow they rebound. I don't know. Let me check tomorrow's matchup. Because I was actually expecting this game to be a much higher score, a higher scoring game.
Right. I believe Max Fried goes for the Yankees tomorrow.
Fried versus Gosman. So I expect tomorrow to be a pitcher's duel.
Right.
Yankees need to, in order to pitch for Gosman, he will be very difficult. He will match Fried pound for pound. And I think the Yankees cannot make any mistake and have to take full advantage of every opportunity.
Yeah. And if the game does get rained out, you could rest assured when the doubleheader on Sunday, you're going to see that same matchup. So both on yes, and they will probably be back-to-back games. It won't be like a day-night or anything like that.
I don't think there's rain in the forecast tomorrow.
The last I checked here, there's a lot of rain after midnight tonight.
Yeah, there might be rain in the forecast. I haven't. It says Saturday chance of rain 80%. So
yes.
It could be rain, or they may even move it to a night game because it might be smart for them to move tomorrow to a night game.
Well,
at night, according to the forecast that I'm having. Let me just let me get the hourly forecast. It says the rain will go until around 7 p.m.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way they're going to play tomorrow.
If they change tomorrow's day game to a 7 p.m. game, they could do it.
They could, but I just don't see it. It's a weekend, plans and everything. I just don't see it. When they have an open window on Sunday where it should be a very nice day.
Maybe they do a doubleheader on Sunday. A day-night doubleheader on Sunday.
Right. Or Toronto I guess, is coming in again. They might save it for them, and then Sunday would just be Max Fried against Gaussman. We'll soon find out.
We'll find out.
Like I said, the rain is supposed to start in the city late tonight and just keep going. That's what we've been
supposed to start tonight and go until around 7 p.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, that's
expect delays, if not a suspension of the game.
Well, they have the game time. They have it at what, 1:30 or 4? 1. Okay. Well, anyway, final thoughts before we wrap this up.
No, I think I've said my final thoughts. I think Devin Williams should be pulled from the closing role until further notice.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone for stopping in and being with us. You guys are great. Please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Press that like button. Really important for the content. Really, really appreciate it. With or without a game, we will be on 12:15 tomorrow to discuss what's going on. If it's rained out, we'll discuss, and they say that it's a doubleheader, we'll dissect that doubleheader. So I want to thank Jonathan and Ken for coming on. Thank you so much. You guys are a big contributors to the show, and New York Yankee Mania is very, very happy to have you aboard. So thanks again, folks. Have a good night's rest. Let's try to forget this loss. Forget about it. Love your loved ones, and we move on till tomorrow. And look at it this way. We're in first place. Go Yankees. Good night.